The Jeeps and trucks category is certainly a very specific one, but there are brands that have dedicated entire catalogs to this very, very interesting category that has passionate enthusiasts driving it through. On today's episode, we're going to be covering one of the biggest brands that brings so many goodies to this category, and that is, of course, Stinger, or Amp Global for that matter. We've got Jeff Smith in the studio with us today, and we're going to dissect a huge catalog for Jeeps and truck owners. This is CMA Networks presented by SiriusXM, all about Stinger, and it starts now. Welcome, everybody, to another CMA Network session here. We're talking Jeeps and trucks, and this is a fun category because the owners of Jeeps and trucks and those guys that love souping them up, and girls, there's just so many accessories out there, and the brand that we're featuring today is probably responsible for a big chunk of those accessories. Jeff, happy to have you on the show again today. What are we going to be covering in today's Jeeps and trucks episode?
Hey, Ben, you said it. The Jeeps and trucks category for Amp Global, primarily under our Stinger umbrella, is insane. We have a plethora of products from speaker adapters to radio integration to safety products to wiring. It's insane. But stay tuned. We got a ton of stuff to talk about.
Well, Jeff, I've got my pencil sharpened and my pad ready to take notes. I know we've got a lot to cover. But first, a quick message from our sponsor, SiriusXM, and a message saying just how much dealers love it. When we come back, we're going to dig into Jeeps and trucks with Stinger.
Hey guys, Ricky Lima here from SiriusXM. I had a chance to speak to some dealers and ask them what they love about selling SiriusXM. Here's what they had to say.
Coast-to-coast coverage.
I love SiriusXM for commercial-free music.
It's a great add-on sale and a profit opportunity.
We love selling SiriusXM because you can listen to the same channel coast to coast.
Profitability and ease of installation. It's a no-brainer.
We love selling SiriusXM for its ease of installation, great profitability, and reliability.
People love it.
All right, let's start with Jeff Smith here. Jeff, I don't even know where to begin. I see the list of stuff we have to cover today, but I think a smart place might be with the source unit integration. Like you say, we start with the source. And when we say that, Stinger, PAC, Amp Global provides a really in-depth integration solution when it comes to that experience with the source unit.
That's right, Ben. We talk about Jeeps and trucks in this particular session because we know that Jeeps today are literally the mini trucks of our day. You know, Jeeps are the most accessorized vehicle in the marketplace for vehicles currently. And there's a ton of opportunity for us to make some really intricate pieces in order to make the Jeep customer love their vehicle and be able to do lots of crazy things with them. Starting with the radio integration part of it, Ben, we've talked for a few seasons now about our high-10 integration into the Jeep Wrangler JL. It was the newest body style and things like that. But we don't want to leave out the Jeep Wrangler JK. This kit has been around for a long time. And what we've actually done is given those JK users from 2011 up to 2018 a refreshed look at how to integrate modern technology into their vehicle. These vehicles didn't come with CarPlay, didn't come with Android Auto, didn't come with Bluetooth, didn't come with backup cameras. So we've already had the SRJK11H kit available. But what we've done now, Ben, is we've actually allowed this kit to be updated so that we can now bring over all of the features from the SRK kit for the JL Jeeps, bringing over the gauges, bringing over your off-road menus, your transmission information, TPMS information, any of that data bus controlled information that we forced onto the screen that made it a hit for the actual Jeep JL. Now that you can either buy the new kit, it's now going to be a SRK JK11H, or if you already own the older SR kit, you can now upgrade your kit with the CH1A JK kit that's going to allow you to simply remove the existing Radio Pro and add a new Radio Pro Advance and a few new harnesses. That's going to allow you to now give you all the data bus information from your Jeep directly on the screen of the radio. But there are so many different integration features that you can now update your older vehicle. This is a pure hit with all the Jeep JK owners.
As we speed through these categories, which, as you can see, Stinger has a lot to offer, we've come to another one, which there's some really great options here because, let's face it, Jeep guys love lighting. So, yes, there's going to be some really cool lighting gadgets and offerings here. Jeff, break it down for us.
That's right. Lighting for Jeeps and trucks is a major category. This is one of the reasons why we actually forged forward in the new Enlighten system that we offer. This is totally different than any LEDs that we have previously offered to our dealers. This new system is a complete closed loop daisy chain installation system that makes it extremely easy to install, and it's a beautiful product once it's all connected together. We offer this product available. This product is available in a couple different formats. The Rocklight system is probably the most popular for Jeeps and trucks because it's going to light up the underbody of the vehicle above the under the wheel wells. Two rock lights, or one rock light, or three or four. It totally depends upon the customizable capabilities of the consumer or the shop. But these kits are available in an 8-piece kit and a 4-piece kit. These rock lights are very heavy duty. And they're extremely bright. Ben, they have 24 LEDs in every rock light. That is a ton of light to shine out from under the vehicle. One thing that's really neat is the way the system is actually built so that it daisy chains from light to light. This reduces the amount of installation wiring that you have to run from a central point to all these different places in the vehicle. You simply run from the controller that comes in every kit out to the first light, and you simply daisy chain from light to light to light to light, external in the vehicle, or you even go to the inside of the vehicle and connect the system inside as well. For interior lights, you could totally use a rock light system, or you can use the LEDs that are part of the dynamic reels. These dynamic reels are 5-foot reels, and they can be cut up to every 2 inches. And then we have adapters to solder onto them to create an even more seamless connectivity between interior and exterior lighting. There's also an underbody kit that has the ability to shine under the bumpers, under the rocker panels, front and rear, left and right, anything you'd want to do, like the old school underbody neon kits. This is what we call our SPX dub kit. This system is completely controllable from the same controller, completely integratable with the daisy chain rock light system. And then, of course, we have our very popular dynamic whip system. This is a 4-foot flexible fiberglass rod that has the 5-meter LED reel wrapped around it. And this is going to have a single input. So the whip is always the end of your LED chain. Now, Ben, imagine that you can actually start your chasing LEDs, start your swimming motion, your chasing motion, whatever the situation may be, because the rock lights themselves are customizable. Not only can you do your standard RGB colors, but you can do multiple colors, create your own colors, create your own chasing patterns, all from the Enlighten app that is available for your iPhone or Android phone platform as well. Then not only can you control these LEDs from the Bluetooth controller that's available in every kit, but you can also control it from the wireless RF remote control that comes with every kit as well. And last but not least, this entire system, because think about it, it's called the Enlighten, means that it's now compatible with the Stinger Hi-10 head unit. That's right. Now you have the ability to connect this Enlighten system directly into your Stinger Hi-10 and have complete control. So if they already have their Hi-10 in their vehicle for a wonderful infotainment option, now they can now even enjoy the LED capability through that Stinger Hi-10 and the new dynamic LED Enlighten system.
All right, let's get into some sound system stuff, Jeff. Now, one of the problems or one of the challenges with these new Jeep platforms, there are some small speakers. I don't know why they did it, but certainly there must be opportunities to be able to upgrade these speakers and adapters, in fact, to help with that install, if I'm not mistaken.
You're exactly right, Ben. The OEM systems in the newer Jeep Wranglers is okay for most people, but people are very used to dynamic sound. They've had other vehicles where they can put larger speakers into locations, and the sound is just totally different, and that's what they're looking for. This is why we came out with our STX JL Pod. This system mounts into the dash, the lower dash, and it also mounts in the top of the dash. What you can see here is that we have an enclosure that takes that 4-inch factory ported enclosure out of the dash and then replaces it with a 6.5-inch sealed enclosure that allows you to take your standard industry size 6.5 coaxial or 6.5-inch component set and mount it directly into the dash of your Jeep JL or your Jeep Gladiator. Now, Ben, included in this kit is pretty much everything that you need other than the speakers. You have the 6.5-inch pods to mount your mid-bass, mid-range into the dash. You have an adapter that goes into the stock location on top of the dash that can hold a tweeter or a 2.5, possibly even a 3-inch full-range mid-driver on the top. And then you have the factory speaker harnesses so that you don't have to worry about cutting any of your OEM wires. This makes a front upgrade in that vehicle a cakewalk. And this system is universal. It doesn't matter what brand of speaker that you have. As long as it's not super deep, you should be able to fit any 6.5 or 6 3/4 or 6-inch driver directly into this STX JL pod system and totally be able to rock out in your Jeep. The other component that we have for the Jeep Wrangler JL and the Gladiator is the STX JL SBA. And what that stands for, SBA, is a sound bar adapter. This is for the rear speakers, Ben. This is a system that takes the OEM grill, and the mounting system has another 4-inch speaker out of the overhead rear soundbar and give you a new grill that looks like factory. We literally built this guy to look as factory as possible. You can even customize it. It does screw together so that if you wanted to take and custom paint the outside edges of it to match the red, green, blue, yellow interior of your vehicle with the highlighted factory colors, you could totally do that. But what most people don't realize, Ben, this guy's lowered down about 3/8 of an inch more than the original OEM grill. And the reason why we did that is because once you take that grill apart, our kit is going to come with 2 inserts. These inserts are going to allow you to take that 4-inch speaker out and be able to trim the plastic and then bolt back into its place, an option to add a 6.5 or 6 3/4-inch coaxial. But if you notice really close, it actually has a perforation already here for you to add a mid-range or a tweeter. So now you can add a 6.5-inch two-way component set into that stock soundbar location and totally increase the output capabilities in your Jeep Wrangler or Jeep Gladiator. Now, what if you could go even further? Let's take this particular bracket, set it aside. What's one of the best sounding rear speaker options that can give you a ton of output? A 6x9. So included in this kit, no additional purchases necessary. You have the ability to take that 4-inch speaker location and upgrade it directly to a standard 6x9, 2-way or 3-way. So think about it, Ben. This is the reason why 6x9s typically have the tweeter in the middle, coaxially mounted, that protrudes up further from the cone of the driver itself. This is why we actually raised or lowered from the ceiling that grill another 3/8 of an inch to create clearance for most of the 2-way or 3-way 6x9s that can now be mounted in the soundbar of your Jeep Wrangler, JL, or Jeep Gladiator.
All right, so we've managed to find ways to use adapters to increase the output from the full range speakers, but come on, Jeff, what about bass? How do we get subwoofers and deep frequencies into a Jeep platform?
That's right, Ben. Bass is the name of the game. We all got into this industry in a love for car audio because of big bass systems. So just because we can upgrade the front and rear speakers in a Jeep doesn't mean we're going to neglect them on the bass side of things. We actually have 3 different types of enclosures that can work universally in trucks, in Jeep Wrangler, JK, or JL, and we even have one for Bronco. Let's talk about this truck enclosure first. It is a 10-inch down-firing sealed enclosure that can fit under the driver's side or the passenger side under the rear seat. It's very unique in the way that it's stilted up, so in some vehicles you can even put it behind the seat if you have enough room. Now, we know sometimes the output of a single 10-inch driver is enough for some people. But if you want it to be even louder, Ben, there's an option for an add-on bass extension. This allows you to convert the box you already have from a 10-inch sealed enclosure to a 10-inch vented enclosure. The output you gain from the add-on bass extension is as loud as you adding another subwoofer, an additional 3+ dB. This combination is a winner for a lot of truck platforms because there's so many different prefabs and other options out there. This particular Stinger underseat subwoofer enclosure for trucks is a pure winner. The fact that you can customize it to fit any vehicle application for trucks under seat and be able to upgrade your customer when they want more bass from that single 10 to a 10-inch vented enclosure. Very, very unique and great sounding enclosure. Next, we want to talk about the rear swing gate enclosure for Jeep Wrangler JK and JL. All the hardware you need to convert it from one vehicle platform to the other is included in the enclosure. One of the benefits of this enclosure is that it is built a little bit differently because we know Jeeps go off-road and get abused by the elements. So we also ensured that the composition of this enclosure is weatherproof, water resistant, salt and fog resistant, anything you could imagine. This enclosure is built rugged and tough for that. Even the subwoofer itself is built in a way that there are no fiber components built into the cone that would allow it to degrade over time, being that it would be abused in the elements. Not saying everyone's going to do that, but we thought ahead to ensure that this has no issues. Now, we upgraded from the 10-inch truck enclosure into the Jeep enclosure from 10-inch to 12 inches. And Ben, we're actually going to now, since we've brought audio control into the family, we're upgrading the subwoofer in this system to be the new Space Series shallow subwoofer from Audio Control. This is a huge improvement to the previous prototype subwoofer we had in the box before under our Phoenix Gold brand. So we went ahead and made sure that if there was ever a problem, you could definitely take an existing retail 12-inch subwoofer and replace it directly back into that enclosure if your customer just cranks it up past 11, right? So now this Jeep box was such a winner. Now that the Bronco is new to the scene, there was no choice but for us to also create a rear swing gate enclosure for the new full-size Ford Bronco. The reason why I want to definitely put emphasis on full size, the smaller Bronco Sport does not work with this enclosure. So please be mindful of that before you try to sell one of these to a customer. The 12-inch subwoofer from the Jeep enclosure definitely goes into the Bronco. The boxes are different. The Wrangler box is a little bit more depth-wise than the Bronco enclosure that's taller due to the shape and composition of the door. Don't worry, you get the same excellent bass response from the Jeep enclosure that you do in the Bronco enclosure. The same waterproof, rugged type of construction, completely coated to resist water, salt, and fog. The subwoofer itself, like we said, is the new Spike series from Audio Control. Tons of bass, tons of power handling capability, anywhere from 200 to 600 watts RMS capability. 400 watts ideal is what we kind of want to shoot at it. It's a 2-ohm load subwoofer, so we have plenty of audio control amplifiers to fit the bill. Ben, these bass upgrades and vehicle-specific enclosures are a sure winner for all types of vehicle platforms.
Now, Jeff, we all know that the space, the quarters, the room that we have to work with in some of these vehicles is kind of tight. Now, I'm going to depend and rely on Stinger to come up with a solution to help us install amplifiers to be able to power some of these subs that we just discussed.
Ben, that's right. We have the ability to now create the perfect mounting location for amplifiers in these vehicle platforms. We have speakers in the front, speakers in the overhead sound bars, subwoofers on the rear swing gate, but now we have the ability to take the Jeep Wrangler JK, JL, and Bronco and provide the perfect mounting solution for a lot of our amplifiers under our amp umbrella, be it from the Audio Control family of ACX all-weather amplifiers that are going to be abused just like your Jeep would be in all the different elements. This particular amp rack here is for the Jeep Wrangler JK. It's a little bit more space under the seat, and you can see how we have all of these mounting hole options already pre-drilled and threaded into this steel amp rack that is powder coated to fit under the seat of the driver or passenger side of the vehicle. You simply bolt these amp racks back into the factory mounting location for the seat rear bolts themselves, and then slide this guy in, mount your amplifier to it. Like I said, Ben, these guys are available in driver or passenger. So you can mount a 4-channel or 6-channel amplifier under one seat and then a monoblock under the other seat. Jeep Wrangler JK and Jeep Wrangler JL. We also have this bracket system available for the Ford Bronco. Just like the enclosures, this is going to be for the full-size Bronco only because there's not enough space under the Sport Series. But these guys are very thought process when we made these in order to fit the amplifiers directly onto these. These are very sturdy, rugged, powder-coated steel amp racks. Let me show you exactly how this works when you combine it with an ACX amplifier from Audio Control. Pre-drilled and tapped, threaded hardware is going to come with the amp rack in order for you to bolt these guys directly into it. This is going to fit seamlessly under the seat. All the wiring is going to be able to be tucked directly under the carpet and fit all of the major products in the ACX series, whether it be a 300-watt monoblock, 600-watt monoblock, 4-channel, 6-channel, 5-channel for the entire system. You have the ability to mount all of these safely into your vehicle easily and be able to resist any of the elements and have amplifiers to match the same scenario with any of the amp racks for vehicle-specific solutions, Jeep Wrangler JK, JL, and Ford Bronco, driver or passenger side.
Jeff, no question in my mind, those amp racks are a godsend when it comes to installation. And really, does it really get cleaner than that? When you show a customer what that final product was, I think it all came together for me when you showed me that ACX amp already mounted. Super clean. Love it. Now, when it comes to installation, we're also going to need some wiring. What solutions does Stinger have when it comes to amp wiring kits?
Well, Ben, you know we couldn't just leave people hanging. So we wanted to make sure not only do they have these vehicle-specific amp racks available, but now we also have the vehicle-specific wiring kits. Ben, these kits are available for Jeep Wranglers and for Broncos, available in 8-gauge and 4-gauge solutions as well, depending upon the amplifier size you mount in the vehicle. These are complete kits that are custom cut to length, pre-terminated. You have fuse holders that are powder coated steel fuse holders that mount under the hood that have the ability to have a single fuse holder or dual if you're going to do a 2-amp system. Everything you would normally install from Stinger for a high quality universal amplifier kit, you're going to have in this particular kit. You're going to have your RCAs, your XFDB108 fuse holder that can take a mini A&L or full size A&L, your steel amp rack that's powder coated, your Stinger full copper OFC power lead that's already going to be pre-terminated with ferrules and have Tech Flex, your ground wire for the system, your remote turn on, everything that you need in order to ensure that these amplifiers are going to be mounted perfectly under the seat on those amp racks that we just showed you for your vehicle. Now, a lot of people go, well, we already have amp wiring in the back and things like that. But why not make your job that much easier and have a kit that's already cut to length and pre-terminated to make that amplifier install that much quicker, faster, and reliable? Customers love when things are made specifically for their vehicle. We take the guesswork out and we add some custom touches to a kit like this. This allows you to either have everything you need to install this system yourself or hand it over the counter for your consumer who's a do-it-yourselfer to be able to tackle this job themselves. Remember, 4-gauge, 8-gauge, Jeep Wrangler, and Ford Bronco, we have these kits available to make amplifier installation a pure breeze with the high-quality Stinger products that everyone has come to learn is extremely reliable for years and years and years of great service.
We've come to the end of the line, but a very important category that we have to cover because Jeepers love knowing what's in their environment. And by that, I mean camera systems. And I don't think there's a single brand out there that offers more of a selection of camera systems than Stinger.
Ben, you're exactly right. Jeep and truck owners love being able to capture everything that's going on around their vehicle, under their vehicle, and also being able to ensure that safety is a very important part of every drive that they take. Our ability in AMP is that we have so many brands under our umbrella that we can actually blend and matrix other products together to create an environment that no other manufacturer can really do. So what we want to talk about is how we blend our EchoMaster safety products into an infotainment system, kind of like our Stinger High 10, in order to give you blind spot capability, how we can integrate into a mirror, to an underbody system. Let's just talk about it all, Ben. So in order for someone to really take advantage of their Jeep, 9 times out of 10, they're going to enjoy taking the doors off of their vehicle. When you take the doors off your vehicle, you're going to lose two very important safety features. This is going to be your left and right side mirrors that are attached to your doors. Once you take those off, you now open yourself up to a lot of dangerous scenarios when driving your vehicle. You cannot simply see in your standard rearview mirror what's going on behind you or to the left or right of you. At any point in time, someone could creep up into your blind spot, causing an accident instantaneously once you go to change a lane. This is why we have our blind spot systems available for Jeep Wrangler JK and for Jeep Wrangler JL. These camera systems simply bolt directly into existing locations on your vehicle's fenders without the need for drilling any additional holes or anything else in your vehicle. Now, these camera systems can work with any aftermarket head unit that has a camera input, or they can work specifically with our Stinger High 10. Now, the way this works is that they're mounted on a piece of powder-coated steel that's going to bolt to a factory bolt in the door jamb of the vehicle. This is going to allow you to have that perfect view down the side of your vehicle in the blind spot area. So you can totally take advantage of anything that's in that blind spot area and know before you go into the next lane. Now, these cameras are mounted into a fisheye socket that allows you to actually pivot and move them around to get the best viewing angle for your Jeep, whether it's stock height or you've added 33s, 35s, or 40s on your Jeep and lifted it up. You have the ability to then swivel this camera around to get the best viewing angle possible. These cameras are sold in pairs, and they are available inside the packaging to be switched between 480p standard resolution for any other camera monitor system out there, or you can put them in HD camera resolution. Ben, you're talking about full HD resolution on our Stinger High 10 head unit with these HD BJK for JKs or HD BJL blind spot camera systems for your Jeep Wrangler and Jeep Gladiator. An easy way to stay completely safe while driving your vehicle down the road. Beyond blind spot cameras, there's also the ability for us to now replace our standard rearview mirror with something like our MRC HD DVR mirror system. This is our Clearview HD mirror system that allows you to take full advantage of the area behind your vehicle. Now, this system comes with two cameras. We're going to first talk about the rear camera itself. This is a 1080p high resolution AHD camera that is mounted outside the vehicle in the spare tire mounting location. This is going to allow you to fit it into the factory spare tire or an aftermarket spare tire, because there is a bracket available in order for you to articulate the size of the aftermarket position of the camera, whether it be an aftermarket wheel or a factory wheel. You can mount the camera up, down, in and out, and left and right to give you the perfect view out the back of the vehicle. Now think about this. This is a 1080p high-res camera that comes back up front to this replacement high-res touchscreen monitor that mounted in the factory rearview mirror location. This camera system, when you put the vehicle in reverse, clear view out the back of the vehicle, because you're not looking at anyone in the back seat. You're not looking at any boxes or that large aftermarket spare tire. You clearly see out the back of the vehicle, represented that image on the actual rearview mirror. This mirror system acts as your normal rearview mirror along with a monitor of that rear camera image. You also have built into this rearview mirror a front camera as well. That's right, two cameras come in this HD DVR system. The front camera acts as your dash cam. So no longer do you have to cloud or cumbersome mount the front dash cam on the windshield of your vehicle. You're going to have the ability to have it seamlessly integrated into the actual rearview mirror. Now you have two 1080p HD resolution cameras that actually record those images directly into the included DVR built into this mirror. You're talking about a complete safety system, front dash cam images that allow you to take all the still shots and have great crisp clear video directly into the SD card included in the unit, and also any of your rear images in 2 separate folders. So you can definitely be able to go in and differentiate which video you need from front or rear if there's an accident or if there's beautiful scenery or anything else around that you can completely take advantage of with the MRC HD DVR system. We're talking about Jeeps and trucks, Ben. So we want to make sure that everyone knows that this universal camera system is available in 3 different formats. You have the MRC HD DVR that is a universal camera system. You also have the MRC HD DVR JW that is built specifically for your Jeep Wrangler and Gladiator because they have a specific mounting system for how it bolts back into the factory location. And then, of course, there's an MRC HD DVR BR for the new Ford Bronco that includes a rear spare tire mount and a bracket for mounting the Bronco mirror specifically into that vehicle. So we want to make sure not only do we have blind spot cameras available, we have this very unique Clearview HD rear view mirror camera system. Of course, we don't want to leave out the ability for someone to take advantage of being able to capture everything that happens under their vehicle when they're out wheeling or taking their vehicle off-road. We have a very unique product. It's the underbody camera system that includes HD 1080p cameras, a built-in DVR, and 4 total cameras that allow you to mount them in any configuration you want under your vehicle and be able to record any of these cameras simultaneously and be able to bring this imagery back into your vehicle. You can see it on any aftermarket head unit with the video input or bring it into your Stinger High 10. Of course, we're going to have the ability for you to switch between 480p or 720 HD resolution, but because there's 4 cameras, you have a switching system built into your DVR brain that allows you to view up to 15 different viewing angles. That's right. You can view each camera individually, front left, front right, rear right, showing your suspension, showing your axle, anything that you want to look at before you take over an obstacle, before you crawl through a riverbed, whatever you want to see. You have the ability to matrix 2 images together, to look at left and right, to look at front and rear cameras, to look at 1 camera, 2 cameras, 3 cameras, 4 cameras in any configuration that you could imagine. This EMUB Cam Kit is a terrain view camera system that allows you to completely monitor anything that happens under and around your vehicle. This is a sure winner for Jeep and truck and any person that wants to take advantage of getting a full view in and around their vehicle.
And there you have it, the man himself, Jeff Smith, giving us the lowdown on the incredible offering that AMP Global has in store for all your Jeep customers, whether it's lighting solutions, integration for source units, camera safety features, subwoofers, speaker adapters, and much more. Suffice to say, this is a brand that is committed to the Jeep category. If you're interested to find out more about any of the products that we covered on today's show, I encourage you to check out their website, ampglobal.com. From there, you can route to either Stinger or Audio Control or PAC for that matter, but ampglobal.com is the website you want to go check out for more information on any of these products. On that note, I want to give a shout out to my man Jeff for coming in, doing a phenomenal job presenting the products. That's it for this CMA Networks presentation brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.
There's never been a better time to have SiriusXM with over 150 channels in your vehicle. Your Platinum Plan offer includes more than ever before to enjoy online, on your phone, or at home. Create your own ad-free personalized stations powered by Pandora. Hear ad-free extra channels and enjoy favorite shows with SiriusXM Video on Demand. What you love is on now.